Woohoo! I won't blame you kung kayo po'y napapasayaw dun sa napakagandang background music natin as we start the show again. Our second episode. Mula po sa Cubao, Quezon City, ang inyong abang lingkod. Ako po si Chicky Reyes, nagsasabing welcome po sa another episode of your Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines. Keep fit at home! Woo-hoo-hoo! At syempre, hindi makukumpleto ang broadcast na ito kung wala ang aking butihing partner, the bearded man. Ganda ng pagkakasuklay ng buhok. Palakpakan natin, Dexter Santos. Hello, Kuya Dex.
Hello, Chicky. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat and welcome to the show. Excited na rin ako ito yung our second episode, no, Chicks?
Gusto mo ba yung background music natin? Nakaka-indak ba?
Alam mo, pinigilan ko lang talaga yung sarili ko sumayaw. Kasi nakakahiya. Medyo shy type ako. Alam mo naman, shy type ako eh.
Alam mo, Dex, pag umiinom tayo ng Alaska Fortified Milk at Alaska Fortified Choco na pinaghahalo, dapat isinasayaw natin yan, okay? I want to see some of your dance moves. Come on, Dex. Give me some. Come on. Yan! Very good. Okay. So, pasensya na po kayo dahil ganyan ang aming character.
Ganyan talaga kami ni Chicky.
That's right. We want this show to be exciting and lively. Dun sa mga hindi ko nakakaalam, nabanggit ni Dex, we had a show last week, first episode natin, and it was fun. We had Coach Annie, we had the Goody Chelis, of course, Capo, and Paolo. Incidentally, Mr. Gianluca, salamat po sa Dajani na pinadala nyo. Ganon din si Miss Princess Galura. Thank you.
Yes.
Fantastic
Thank
food.
you very much. Sobrang nag-enjoy talaga ako. Bukod sa show, nag-enjoy din ako dun sa natikmang kong Dajani from Capo and Miss Princess. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Ano pa pinag-usapan natin last week, partner?
Last week, yung topic natin, pinag-usapan natin, ang topic natin last week was keeping fit at home. At sabi mo nga, di ba? Ako, I'll test to that na sobrang nag-enjoy ako. At syempre, marami din ako nagtutunan sa ating mga guests 2 weeks ago, no?
Natuwa ko dun sa... Tama, 2 weeks ago pala yun. Natuwa ko dun sa tinuro mo sa akin of mixing ng Alaska Fortified Milk and Alaska Fortified Choco. So, pinaghalo ko siya, di ba? Tapos pag uminom ako ng Alaska Fortified Ready to Drink. Alam mo, hindi ko na alam kung anong uunahin ko. Dahil sa'yo.
Diba?
So, sa pinaghalo-halo, lahat sila masarap. So, thank you for that tip, Dex, ha?
Ang sarap nun, di ba? Ako, like I said, pag nasa race tayo, tapos nakikita ko sa expo yun, it's the first booth that I go to. Punta ko sa Alaska, kuha ko ng 45, kuha ko ng Choco, tapos ganun-ganon. Kasi, nung nakita ko yan sa races natin, no, naisip ko, pwedeng maging recovery drink. Tapos nung tinry ko nga maging recovery drink, naging happy drink ko na rin. At speaking of a happy drink, meron kami magandang balita para sa inyo. Watch out for the Alaska 99 Shopee promo na lalabas September 9. So ilalabas namin yan. Bibigyan namin ng mas maraming detalye sa susunod na episode namin.
Ganda naman no. Shoutout lang ako kapatid before I go on. Of course, Miss Princess, thank you for tuning in. We got Carlo Castro. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I pronounce this correctly. Direct, kung mapupull out mo yung kay Miss Navarrosa, I think binabati niya si Zuriel Kenzie Navarrosa Galo. Ayan. I hope I pronounce the whole name correctly. Thank you. If you want to be mentioned, comment section down low, please make your presence felt. We'd love to
kailangan yung shout out. Watch out pala.
Messages, di ba?
Right.
Dex, before we go deep into our topic ngayong gabi, gusto naming invite mo natin lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin, parents and kids of all ages. Register na po kayo for the Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines Virtual Run 4. Okay? So next weekend po yan. That's September 5 to 6. Okay? Sayang po. For more information and on registration, please go to our website. You see it down there. It's www.ironkidsphil.com.
Okay, to the kids and the parents out there, we are doing these activities for you because we want to keep you moving. We want to help you and support you to keep a healthy body and mind by exercising, eating nutritious food, and of course, by drinking milk every morning. And lastly, we want you guys to still have fun while staying in the comforts of your home.
So
Kaya
dapat
natin ginagawa lahat to. Yes.
mentally and no, physically and mentally fit tayo,
Physically.
'di ba?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
ang ganda nung isang
So last
word
week.
na 'yon.
Mhm.
Ha? Last week,
Sorry.
physical tayo.
2 weeks ago.
Physical.
Tama. Physical tayo. Right.
Ngayon, mental. 'Di ba? 'Yun yung pag-uusapan natin ng ang pinakauso at pinaka-timely na online schooling. Yan ang ating pag-uusapan. Pero te-test lang kita muna, Dex, kung talagang sharp ang iyong
Delikado to.
mental ngayon. Tingnan natin, ha? Okay?
Okay.
Tingnan natin sa pamamagitan ng
Delikado to.
knock-knock joke, ha? Oh.
Okay.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Fortified.
Fortified who?
43 plus 2, edi 45. Okay, sorry. Kailangan ko lang masingit yun dahil sana natawa po kayo. So again, timely to, Dexter. Online schooling.
Yes.
Kaya ako
Yes.
nag-joke because ngayon yung online schooling hindi joke sa mga magulang, ha. Nahihirapan
Correct.
sila, so very timely that we talk about it. 'Di ba?
Yes, at alam naman natin na karamihan ng mga kabataan nag-start this week, no? So, I guess, ayun nga, sinasabi mo nga, very, very timely. Maganda ang pag-usapan. Ano ang pwede nating i-expect sa makabagong paraan sa pag-aaral ngayon, no? Sa pandemyang ito?
Ako, partner, particularly very excited ako dahil meron akong 3 chikiting na
Okay.
in-enroll ko na sa online schooling. I'm not kidding, Dex. Umalis muna ako sa traditional school. Pinasok ko talaga sa online schooling. Homeschooling kami, in fact, no?
Okay.
And I would love to listen to our guests ngayon na hitik. Napakayaman
Hitik na
sa
hitik,
experience. Hitik, napakayaman sa experience tungkol sa pagtuturo online. Okay? And
Yes.
I'd love to hear what's in their mind. So, I'll introduce first batch of our guests for
Okay.
tonight. Unang 3 muna. Our
Sige.
first guest is actually the founder of Hand Preschool in Loyola Heights, Quezon City. She finished her doctorate degree in educational administration at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. And she also has a master's degree in business administration at Ateneo Graduate School of Business. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome to our show, Dr. Dindin Nuiles.
Hi. Hi, good evening.
Hi, Doc. Good
Hi,
evening.
Doc.
Hi.
Good evening,
Hello.
Doc. So,
Mamaya
next week... Ay, sorry.
Mamaya na namin kayo kakamustahin, Doc. It will bring all the
Yeah.
guests out. Sorry, partner. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Next, na-excite kasi ako. Pasensya
Ako rin.
na. Alam mo, so I really want to dive into the topic agad. So, yung next na guest natin, we know him as Iron Bear in the triathlon community. He's the Executive Vice President of the Holy Infant Montessori Center at BF Homes, Caloocan. To share his knowledge and insights about online schooling, at nga pala, dagdag ko lang to, he is also my COC, my coach on call. Let's
Ba?
welcome to the show, Mr. Gerard Iron Bear Reyes. Woohoo!
Good evening, chicks. Good evening, Dex.
Good evening.
Good evening, Dave.
Hi, Coach. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening,
Medyo
Gerard.
kailangan ko sanay kay Iron Bear na napaka formal lang, Medyo mamaya kikilitiin natin ng konti ito, Dexter.
Yes,
Alright.
yes, yes.
Our next guest is an ophthalmologist, a family advisor at Homeschool Global, Teacher Mom Academy PH coach, and she and her husband decided to homeschool their kids 11 years ago. Mantakin mo yun. 11 taon na nakalipas. Joining us tonight is Dr. Nairi Umali Matanggihan. Woohoo! Hello,
Hi,
Doc.
Doc.
Kumusta kayo? Ayan. So, we got Doc Nairi, we got Gerard, we got Dr. Dindin,
Doc.
our first 3 guests for tonight.
Mhm.
And pag-uusapan nga natin online schooling. To our guests, we are very excited that you guys are with us here, no? Dahil mga magulang din kami. Magulang kami. Pero bago tayo mag-dive po doon, yung muna, importanteng kamustahan muna. We'll start with si Dr. Dindin. simula po nung nagkaroon ng pandemya, Doc din, no? 5 buwan na ho tayong nabubuhay sa uncertainty. Kamusta naman po ang buhay po ninyo ng pamilya for the past 5 months, Doc?
Well, it's like we prepared for this because we just came back from Vietnam. I used to live there, me and my husband. So I've been working from there online. So I've been doing that before the pandemic. So when pandemic started, I dove right ahead into continuing working online. We continued work with hand preschool with online classes right away.
So hindi mahirap yung adjustment, ano? Parang
Mm.
because of that, it's easy for you to go in. Pero kumusta naman po ang mga chikiting? Meron po bang merong
Ah,
are
adult
they
na, di ba, Jerry?
adult na? Wala na.
Adult
Hindi,
na.
empty
Adult
nesting na po
na.
kayo.
Yes, you can say that. You can say that. He's adult already, so he's no longer studying. In fact, he's
Okay.
working.
Empty
Wow.
nesting, yan yung matagal-tagal pa kami ni
Yes.
Dexter dyan. Oo.
Matagal pa tayo.
Yes. Masarap yung feeling, parang nag-graduate ka din. Ganun yung
Oo, di ba?
feeling.
Pag ganun po, ano? Alright.
Okay.
Dex, ikaw magtanong sa ating Kona finisher.
Ako,
Sige.
yes.
Kamusta yung
Si
Kona finisher
Gerard.
natin?
Oo, si Gerard kasi sa Kona finisher last year. I'm witness to kung paano siya mag-ensayo talaga. Ang gusto ko sigurong kumustahin sa kanya kasi bago nga itong nangyayari, no, itong pandemya, kumusta naman ang ibang karera naman ang pupuntahan mo? Kumusta yung paghahanda mo for online schooling?
It's a total change of lifestyle, no? Dex, you guys might have heard na it's really giving. You know me, I'm an outdoor person. Ngayon, we stay indoors, and all the work is done in the confines of the home. So, yun talaga, change of lifestyle for me. But we're doing okay, and we've adapted to it already.
Okay. So indoor
Nice.
talaga
Yung
lahat,
importante,
no?
yung keyword na
Indoor
yun, yung
lahat, yes.
Tsaka yung adapting, yun yung keyword
Yes.
na ginamit ni Gerard dun. You have to adapt talaga.
Yes.
Doc Nairi, kayo naman po, kumusta naman po? How's the quote-unquote adaptation from your end? No? Simula po, tama no? Second week of March eh. So 5 full months na tayo. Kamusta po, Doc Nairi?
Well, sa amin, kasi they've been homeschooled since birth actually, no? So, in terms of yung studying, wala halos pagbabago. Ang nawala lang yung happy day nila, where they spend it outside doing their music, arts, and PE. So, yun lang yung nawala, pero they're doing it online ever since the pandemic started. Yun. So, yun yung adaptation. Tapos, since natigil yung clinics, hindi kami maka-work, di ba? Ngayon lang naman, mas napabilis ko lang natapos namin ng mas maaga yung homeschool year namin for this school year.
Okay, so it's nice to hear that our first 3 guests, Dex, have really made their own adjustments, made their own adapting to the environment, and I think yun yung kailangan gawin natin lahat, no? No
Right.
choice, no?
Yes.
Ikaw, partner, would you like to ask anything to Doc Din and Gerard?
Well, kasi kadalasan, no, ang nagiging tanong nga ngayon, lalo na nung magsa-start na yung online school, so pandemya, di ba? Ang naging issue ngayon ng mga tao, ang naging focus din, yung mga parents, no, na sinasabi, paano kami mag-online school? Kailangan namin bumili ng gadget, problema yung connection, ganito, ganyan, ang daming issues, no? Hindi na iisip ng karamihan na for educators, I think mas malaki ang hahabulin ninyong adaptation, no? So I guess my question to Doc din for our grade school, paano kayo nag-adjust paano kayo nag-prepare din para sa online schooling ng ating grade schoolers?
Do I go first?
Yes po.
Yes, Doc Din.
Doc
Okay.
Din.
All right. Well, just so everyone knows, at hand preschool, we cater to the youngest age group. 2 to 5 years old lang kami.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
our actual initial challenge, yes, in hand, was how to remain true to our core, which is the development of the whole child. Hindi lang, physical, socio-emotional, and cognitive development. Now, it just so happens our curriculum, right from the very beginning, is really progressive. And then through the through the trial and error that we did during the summer, we found out that it actually worked to our advantage because we were able to use our being progressive and play based. Progressive is learning by doing, it's
Yes.
play based, it's individualized, it's child led. So we were able to adapt to what the child wants, to the child's interests, and it worked. It worked for us. Now to your question about the other adaptation, no, like yung pivoting or going into online mode,
Yeah.
it's really a challenge. It's really a challenge because first and foremost, not all teachers are tech savvy, so that in itself is a hurdle. So we had to educate. We had to educate ourselves. We had to purchase software that's necessary to proceed with the online schooling, and then we had to dialogue with the parents. I think that's one very important crucial thing that we did. It's to dialogue with them because at the end of the day they will be our partners, and there's no, there's no getting out of that situation of
Right.
partnering.
Right, right. Tama, no? Thank you, Doc, din. Yun din kasi isa sa mga ano, no? One of the issues nga na we need to overcome, no? Na paano, how you make it, paano mo takbuhin yung, lalo na for preschoolers, no? Na
Yes,
it's
yes,
mostly play, tapos, wala siyang
yes.
kalaro. So, paano kung only child lang siya, and then confined spaces. So, I think it's more challenging for preschoolers, no?
Yes,
Now let's
yes.
move to ano. So tapos na tayo sa preschool, no? Puntahan naman natin kung paano naman nag-adjust from yung grade school and high school. I think si Gerard can share some insights on the changes or adaptations na ginawa nila for grade school and high school.
Siguro I'd like to add lang to what Din said, no. I fully agree with her regarding the being progressive, no. May preschool din kasi yung department namin, yung school namin, ano. So I think one concrete thing that we did for preschool was we lowered the ratio of students, no, from dati class of 10, ngayon 1:1. You have an individual session with the teacher. Ngayon, for grade school and high school, we also lowered the ratio kasi we personally believe na in this new platform, for it to work, there has to be a very low teacher-student ratio. And we're also coming up with modules and materials because sabi na nga natin, we're not sure of how stable the internet is, no? So in the event that, we have internet failure or walang na connection, we still have materials that students will physically hang on, that teachers can tell them to work on it in the absence of online classes.
Dex, sakyan ko
Yes.
yung sinabi ni Gerard at saka ni Doc din, no? So what my key takeaway there is the teachers have adjusted yung pag-progressive nga, 'di ba? You let the child lead o paano siya
Experience.
matututo. Mahirap, no? Sa grade school, ang ganda sinabi ni Gerard, ratio of students to teachers. Very crucial 'yan. Dahil nga wala kayong physical contact, di ba? Dr. Nairi, kayo naman po tatanungin ko. After hearing that, yung isang aspect kasi ng preparation ng online are the gadgets, are the tools, di ba? And I think, mandami ng podcasts in the past, ang dami ng consultations that have happened, no? Apart from our show, our Facebook Live ngayon, na common na ang laptop, di ba? Desktop, strong internet connection, table and chair sa bahay. But Dr. Nairi, apart from those basic needs on tools, what other essential things should parents prepare for apart from what I've mentioned?
Alright. In homeschooling kasi, and ngayon yun yung masasuggest din namin na ma-advise. I think one of the most important things that we should prepare would be for parents, mindset and heart set. Kasi the parents now will have to take, but you guys are forced, we are forced to be the, kumbaga primary facilitators of learning for our children. So talagang dapat ready din tayo. Kasi katulad ng sinabi ni Dr. Radin din, the school will be there, teachers will be there, pero ang laki ng part din ng parents. So that's very important. Yung may paradigm shift din kasi. So that's why I think the parents are very apprehensive ngayon. Kasi parang suddenly may biglag na hat silang isusuot, 'di ba? Biglang magiging teacher na din. Tapos in our minds kasi parang we are not going to be teachers, 'di ba? The doktora, be a teacher, ang dami nilang pinagdaanan. And then suddenly, lahat ng parents ngayon kailangan magturo or tumulong sa pagturo. So yun yung also the heart, 'di ba? Na kaya natin to, we can do this.
So, crucial, Dr. Nairi, yung kung sa mga restaurant, may mga only rice dito, dapat only patience, ano?
Correct.
Hindi, hindi pwedeng yung pasyensya mo may limit. Dapat ito walang hangganan hanggang matapos siguro yung online. But kidding aside, I have to agree with you. That is one thing that parents, regardless of veterano ka na bang parent o hindi, basta pumasok ka ng online schooling, pasyensya, no? I mean, you have to have a lot of those patience. Singit ko lang, Dex, parents, if you're watching at wala
Yes.
kayo, get a pen and paper. If I were you, start jotting down notes.
Writing down notes, yes.
Ikaw, Dex, go ahead.
Hindi kasi sakyan ko lang din yung sinabi ni Doc Nairi, no, na kailangan talaga, at saka yung sinabi mo na kailangan talaga ng pasensya, no. Tayo, hindi naman tayo, we were never educators, no, kasi we were just parents. Tapos sinasabi nga natin, di ba, iniiwan natin yung mga bata sa pangalawang bahay nila at pangalawang mga magulang. But now, with the pandemic, parang tayo na rin yun, no. Ang tanong ko siguro kay Doc din, and I guess with Gerard also, paano nyo tinuturuan ngayon? Ano yung adjustments natin para as educators, no? How do we plan the modules? Ano yung mga lesson plans natin? Kasi iba na ngayon eh. Kung may module ka, it's easy to be in front of the kids and tell them, and madaling sabihin sa kanila, oy, you, pay attention. You, stop talking to your classmates. But now it's really, really hard. Tapos wala pang immediate feedback, no? So how do you cope with this? Doc din first. I think mas mahirap sa inyo kasi it's kids in the attention span of the preschoolers talaga mahirap. So how do you adjust?
Well, yeah, you mentioned a lot of things, interesting things like attention span. Yan. Ano yan? Scientific yan eh. Yung children are in the 3 to 5, 2 to 5. 1 hour max na yon, like totally max. Maxed out na sila in terms of attention. So medyo sa tail end, on the 45th minute, medyo yung teacher, tumatumbling na yan. I mean, talagang double time, like double time, really.
Oh so, man, mas mahirap talaga.
Yeah, it's like that. But then the thing is, there are ways. Like, for example, since as I mentioned earlier, we're play-based. So we came up with this thing like go around, stand up and go around your house game. So, like you can teach that. You can teach colors. You can teach numbers. You can teach shapes through that. Like, get me something that's colored yellow. And then they come back to you. And then the next round you say, get me 2 yellow things. And then that's math for you. And then you can also say, like shapes. Get me something that's this shape, this square shape. And they like that. They love that. Because then, engaged. Yung mga bata, yung mga mukha nila, nasa screen na halos yung buong mukha. That's just a reflection of how engaged they are, even if it's online. And then, also, we really committed to our parents to walk with them. And how, na hindi namin sila iiwanan. And one major thing that we did was we opened our communication lines. Pag may tanong kayo, text or call us during our virtual office hours. Of course, we need to protect the boundaries rin, di ba, ng mga teachers. Again, nawawala yung boundaries ngayon nagiging invisible. Yeah. So, we need to create also and protect our teachers as well. And also, we've been conducting parenting webinars. We're actually every weekend. We're actually on our 6th already for September 6th. So Yeah, we've been walking with them, answering their questions. As you said, no, pasensya. Hindi lang sa bata yon. Yung pasensya nag-apply sa lahat, di
Right,
ba?
right. Thank you, Doc, din. Yun, sabi nga ni Doc, di ba, na at least nagiging engaged yung bata, di ba, chicks?
Of
Ang
course.
tanong ko siguro, I think parang mas mahirap for Gerard kasi ang mga students niya mostly grade school, tapos meron siyang
Oo.
mga high schoolers.
Oo.
Ang mga high school, hindi ka pwedeng tumambling-tumbling sa harapan kasi sabihin ng mga bata, teacher ko parang loko-loko to. Di ba? Alam mo naman, iba na yung mindset ng mga bata. So, paano yun? Paano yung mindset naman ng mga teachers mo, Gerard? As an educator, how do you cope with mas medyo ibang age group na?
Well, first of all, no, I'd like to add to what Dr. Nairi said, no, yung parental and what Dintin said, no, parental involvement. Very vital talaga yan. And sa totoo lang, it's something that we educators have been wanting to have for so long, di ba? Palagi natin sinasabi na education is a joint effort. Ngayon, napipuwersa ang mga magulang to be with us. And it's something we welcome. Kaya it's a matter of reaching out to them. Tama rin si Din, eh. We reach out to them. Si Din, naka 6 webinars ka. Ako, I've done 50.
Webinar.
50?
15,
It's a new career, Gerard. It's a new
1-5.
career.
we did it every weekend. No, we invited the parents, small group para mas mas
cozy.
they can communicate with us. Ngayon, the good thing with grade school and high school, no, is well, research has shown that the lower the age, the higher the need for parental involvement. So sa amin, pag grade school and high school, less na yung parental involvement eh. Kasi basic premise mo, these kids already know how to use technology. No? Not like a 5-year-old like yung kid din. Kailangan may katabi yun who will manipulate the computer. No? So ang ano namin is, ngayon technology kami lahat eh. We're all working on technology. Wala pa kaming content. It's all about teaching students how to use technology, how to use the learning platform, so on and so forth. No? And then the academics will come later on. So it's all a matter of getting used to the system muna.
Wow. Loaded ano yan, ha? Loaded answers yung nakuha natin doon, Dex, no? Very
Yes,
very good for the parents watching. In fact, ang isang na note ko doon kay Dindin, kay Dr. Dindin, 'di ba? Ask your kids to go around. Look for, 'di ba, around the house, look for shapes. Alam mo, may
Yeah.
magandang idea ako, Dex, ha? Pag
Yes.
pinaikot natin yung mga anak natin at maghanap ng shape, lagyan mo na ng basahan yung mga paa nila. Para nalalampaso na rin yung bahay.
Maglinis na rin, no?
'Di ba? O doon ka sa may kusina naman, maghanap
Correct,
ka ng
correct.
maraming gamit diyan.
Pero,
Tapos,
innovation. That's
Oo,
what
tama.
we have to innovate eh.
Right, right.
kailangan, 'di ba? O,
Things. Yeah.
Mhm.
kay Gerard na nang galing, innovation. Pag kailangan mo naman ng
Innovation.
mga host sa mga webinars mo, nandito kami ni Dexter. Kunin mo lang kami, tulungan ka namin sa, ano ha?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
innovation yan. Doc Nairi,
Innovation, no?
kidding aside, is this really, honestly, an effective way para po sa inyo? Itong homeschooling, effective po ba talaga ito? Can kids really learn at home? And I will mention another question. Sorry po, back to back yan. Dahil alam kong marami kayong pwedeng ituro sa amin. If it's really effective for kids na matuto po sa bahay, ano naman po ang pwedeng gawin ng mga magulang, ni daddy, ni mommy, para yung mga bata, ma-maintain nila yung kanilang interest doon sa homeschool? Dahil ako, kaka-start lang namin minsan, 10 minutes into it pa lang, nagtatanong na kung kailan magpo-Fortnite pambihira naman. Ang hirap what can you, one, do kids really learn? At pangalawa, ano may ipapayo nyo para yung mga magulang, magawa namin ng mas exciting pa ang online schooling?
Alright. Shout out lang kay
Go!
Teacher Angel. Kasama ko sa Teacher Mom PH. Coach, she's from Armenia. She's there. And to my niece, Elena. Alright. To answer your question, do kids really learn? in our homeschooling setup kasi with our provider also, we are kasama sa training yung malaman namin yung learning style ng each child, ng each
Mhm.
learner. Because iba-iba yan eh. Napansin nyo, parang yung iba madaling makaintindi while reading, yung iba naman by hearing, yung iba kailangan hinahawakan, di ba? Mga fingers. So we are tasked or we are advised to do that. So crucial, alam niyo natin kung paano yung approach tuloy. And then, it is effective, it has been effective for a lot of homeschooling families kasi magiging one-on-one yung teaching. Nagiging, and with homeschooling kasi, within our case, no, it's very tailor-fit to each child.
Mhm.
Tapos, we use, yung curriculum na ginagamit namin kasi, we can choose eh. So, hindi siya yung box curriculum. So, we choose. It's very, parang katulad ng kwento ni Dr. Redin, no? It's progressive depending on what, also yung kind of children that you have. So, that's one. And then, in terms of studies have shown also that a lot of, most homeschooled kids, even in the States and here, of course, they have um, test scores higher or even at par, no, with those who
Oh,
are in trad school. Yes.
okay.
If you check kunyari yung Homeschool Global website, you would see there also the kasi kung kunyari ang basis natin, where do they enter in colleges or in universities?
Uh-huh.
If that's the basis, kasi yun naman yung sa atin, di ba, academics ang iniisip. Homeschool graduates get into the big universities. And then a lot of the kids, like the graduates I know, they even are offered full scholarship.
Mhm.
We have, like Teacher Aine's daughter is a full scholar, second year na niya to sa University of America in Armenia.
Okay.
So, ganon yung kasi nga, it's a one-on-one and specialized education for each child. So, yun yung benefit. And then, your next question, can I have that question again?
Yung
Sorry.
pangalawa kasi Dr. Nairi, 'di ba? Okay, yung attention ng bata maikli, pag mas bata mas maikli lalo. Kaming mga magulang, while we have done our research online, kailangan ho namin ng mga tips pa eh. Paano namin ma-assure na yung interest level nung aming mga chikiting, yung aming mga anak, always at a good high rate, no, of interest. Dahil hindi ho biro yung Monday to Friday eh. Tuturuan namin. Buti po sana, Doktora Nairi, kung ang mga magulang ay nasa bahay lang. May mga magulang na nagtatrabaho
Yes.
na 8 hanggang alas 5 bago
Mm-mm.
umuwi, magluluto pa, di ba? I'm sure, mga nanay na nanonood sa amin, mag-comment kayo, mag-raise kayo ng hand kung kayo yun, ha? Tsaka mga tatay, gigising ng alas 6, pumunta ng opisina, uwi ng alas 5. Tapos sasabihin, ano? Mag-iisip pa ako para maging interesante itong ano. Ano pong tips ninyo? So the parents na meron silang bala to make homeschooling very interesting.
For the younger, kasi ang iniisip din natin sa pag nagtuturo, parang yung nangyari sa atin, di ba, sa school. We're in school from 7 to mga 4 o'clock.
Oo.
Actually, dahil nga one-on-one siya, personalized, most of us in homeschooling, the kids are done by half the day. So my son, he wakes up really early. By the time I wake up at mga 7, 8, ang dami na niyang natapos na subjects.
Wow.
Ganon ka, no? Tapos magti-teach to learn na lang siya. That's how I evaluate him. So yung youngest ko, siya yung tinatabihan ko, ganyan, nagpa-facilitate ng learning. So,
Okay.
tapos din, yan, experiments, making it really alive. Yun nga lang kasi, pagka-older, tapos online kasi, di ba, talagang gadget,
Mm.
very so online kasi teachers will be teaching through the internet.
Yes.
Yun lang medyo mahirap kasi bagong set up also for the kids, diba? They're used to being with people, their classmates, and then suddenly mag-isa na lang sila, ang kasama nila kapatid, diba? Pero separate sila ng ginagawa. So that's a big adjustment also for the children. So the thing is also lang kasi pag di ba online, I think there's a particular schedule already that the school gives. Unless it's yung progressive kind of Kasi yung mga we just gave a talk to the Alabang moms We gave a series of talk to them. And then, yun nga, it's like schooling at home. Inuwi lang yun. So there's this subject, meron pa rin schedule.
Ah,
Dan, di ba? It's like, ano lang, may recess, then may lunch. So yun, medyo mahirap for the parents. Di
okay.
ba? Pero pag older, yun, tinatabihan na lang. Tapos, what we were suggesting, during dinner time, dun sila magtatanong, kunyari, oh, what did you learn? Parang ganyan. Ano yung naging exciting for you today?
Yeah.
Yan. Open communication.
Wow. Okay. We got probably a minute to get back into Gerard. Gerard, I know you want to jump in that question. Paano magiging interesante sa bahay para yung bata siguradong natututo palagi? Go ahead, Je.
Sa akin, it's not the interest part, no. Gusto ko lang i-add sa very vital point na sinabi ni Dr. Iris. Parents can help by putting a certain amount of order at home. Yung setting students, a place where they will study, setting a routine. It's iba yung interesting part, no. Ang sa akin lang is logistical matter. Yung bang as a parent, you let your student go through a routine, preparing for class, going to a certain place, a space na you know you're there, tas you will study. I just wanted to add that aside from what Dr.
No, that's very nice yun, Je.
Yeah.
Yung order and the interest, I guess you put them together. Di ba? Malaking magagawa niyan. Parang din sa Alaska Fortified yan. Action and nutrition put together, mas matibay yung bata. O, di ba? Ganun lang.
Yeah.
Ganun lang yun.
I agree
Ganun
with.
lang yun. Ang lungkot, Dex, no, I think we're about to let go of our 3 guests. Parang kulang yung oras.
Oo nga, sayang. Ang dami nating na-pick up, ha? Ang dami kong nakuhang bagong kaalaman para makatulong lalo sa ating mga anak para mas madali ang pag-adapt natin sa online schooling.
But we're reaching that point to our 2 lady guests and of course that gentleman there in the nice office background.
Yes.
Tapos na yung first part ng ating show. Guys, last segment na ito para sa inyong tatlo, no, pagpasensyahan na ninyo. We want to hear from you guys. Final message po ninyo sa mga magulang, siguro pati yung mga bata na nanonood, no, tama na siguro yung edad nila para makinig. Ano pong final message niyo? And after that, maybe you can share your social media accounts na pwedeng mag-reach out ang mga magulang if you don't mind, no? If you don't mind para humingi or kumonsulta or mag-inquire sa mga eskwelahan po ninyo. We'll start with Dr. Dindin. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to say that I agree totally with what Gerard said earlier about the routine. Children thrive on routine. They just you need to establish it. It's hard at the onset, but they will thrive once the routine has been established. But if there's anything I really want to say to parents, it's to always remember that your child remains a child, especially for our case, no? Bata pa rin siya. And if you are stressed, they may be stressed or even more stressed than you are. So what we can say is acknowledge their emotions. If they're angry, it's okay to be angry. Acknowledge, I can see that you're angry. And then label it because sometimes they don't know. They don't know any better. They don't know that I angry pala ito, what I'm feeling. I'm angry. So label it so that they will know next time how to communicate with you and tell you that, Mommy, I am angry. In that literal sense, and let them know that what they are feeling is what do you call this? It's true, and nobody can say it is not because just the fact that you're feeling it gives credence to itself. And then acknowledge their emotions, label it, and then you go further by empowering them. Give them age appropriate choices. Do you want to use the red pen or the blue pen? Age appropriate choices. So it's empowering. Then involve them in family huddles and decisions because they need to feel that they continue to be and remain an important part of the family. So lastly, I just like to say that teach the children how to pray so that they'll know that there's somebody bigger, than all of us.
Yeah.
They're taking control, especially during these times, and it will help them become resilient for not so good days. So if there's something I'm gonna leave with that's about it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Dr. Dindin Nuiles, salamat po. But please stay with us as we go around the table. Iron Bear,
Mhm.
we're going to you, Gerard. Ano ang mensahe mo? At
Um,
tips at... by the way, Dr. Dindin, any site that you'd like to share
Oh
where
yeah.
they can reach you?
You can go to our website at www.handfreeschool.com.ph, or our
Fantastic.
email is admin@handfreeschool.com.ph.
Fantastic. If you didn't get that, you can message Alaska Fortified Iron Kids Philippines and we'll share with you the details of Dr. Dindin kung di nyo po nasulat. Dr. Dindin Nuila, salamat po. Gerard
Thank
Iron
you.
Bear Reyes,
Thank
your
you.
turn.
Short, message is education must go on.
Mm.
We might be going through a pandemic, but we still have to continue learning. Making students stop for a while might probably end up with learning decay, and
Mm-mm.
we don't want that to happen. No? And with regard to online learning, let's face the reality. It's been here for the past so many years. We've been talking about it. Probably we've just been afraid of fully implementing it. No, and it's been given to us now, and I guess let's just make the most out of this leap towards the evolution of education. No, and
Mm-mm.
let's go on.
Love it, Iron Bear. Saan ka pwedeng mahanapin? Konsultahin.
Our website is himc.ph, and I'd like to thank all of you for inviting me again, especially Miss Princess. So thank you for the invite.
Thank you. Iron Bear, Gerard Reyes. Huwag ka munang bibitaw. Dr. Nairi, kayo naman po.
Yes. I would like to encourage the parents, no. One of the things that's nice about this pandemic is it has caused us to stay at home, so we get to experience golden moments with our children. So let's take this school year as a gift na yun nga, kasama natin yung mga anak natin, mas makikilala natin sila, maganda yung magiging experiences, although meron syempre mga challenges. And I would like to one advice, we've been homeschooling this is gonna be our 11th homeschooling year. And one of the reasons that we've been able to go through yung ganito matagal is because it's, you have to ask Dr. Cara, you have to pray, you have to ask the Lord for the wisdom of how to go about your day. Diba? And teaching that to your children also. Having family devotes are very important so that they can be resilient in this life. Okay.
Love that word. Resilient. Resiliency. Yan ang importante sa panahon ng pandemya. Dr. Nairi, saan po naman kayo pwedeng maabot kung sakaling may mga gusto kong kumonsulta?
Okay, Teacher Mom Academy PH will give a series to encourage, empower, and equip parents who are in new normal that we have. And then for homeschooling, they can check homeschoolglobal.com. That's our provider.
Fantastic. Dr. Dindin Nuiles, Dr. Nairi Matanggihan, Gerard Iron Bear Reyes, maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Sabi nga
Thank
ni
you.
Miss Princess, bitin. Nakakuha ko ng text sa ibang mga magulang, bitin. Kung gusto nyo ng part 2 ito, magparamdam kayo sa Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines. Keep fit at home. Malay nyo, mag-part 2 tayo. I don't think 30 minutes with these 3 educators
Yes.
ay sapat. No, Dex? Kulang, ano?
Gawa tayo ulit.
Kulang. Oo, kulang.
Gawa tayo ulit.
Ang dami pa namin gusto itanong.
Pag-usapan natin. Pero abang tinatanong namin, yun, nagno-note sa kami dito. Tsaka yung asawa ko nakikinig din para
Yes.
may apply. Again, Doc Nairi, Doc Dindin, Gerard, maraming salamat. We'll let you go now.
Thank you.
Shout out to
Thank you.
Mean, Mary Jane, Aimee, Fe. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we will take a very, very quick break na pag-usapan natin ang online schooling kasama ang ating mga educators. Pagbalik po natin for the second part of Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines, Keep Fit at Home, ang mga magulang ang ating makakapanayam dito sa ating diskusyon tungkol sa online schooling. Huwag ko kayong bibitaw. Magbabalik po kami.
Pag si Mama Mama nagtimpla, simot agad ang choco. CHOCO.
9 out of 10 kids love the new Alaska Fortified Choco. Tulong sa lakas at talas. Your Choco Milk!
Aminin na natin, tayo mga nanay, makulit. Lalo na ngayong di tayo sure sa future. Anak, magbasa ka, mag-exercise, at sa umaga, uminom ng Alaska Fortified. May pro-growth nutrients, tulong para buo ang lakas. May choline at DHA, tulong para buo ang talas. Kaya laging handa sa bukas dahil ang makulit, maalaga.
Alas 6:46 po ng gabi, bumabati kami ni Kuya Dexter at ni Kuya Chiki na magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. At dun sa mga kaka-tune in lang, ito po ang inyong Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines Keep Fit at Home Episode 2. Episode 2 na po ito. At Dex, ang ating pinag-uusapan ngayon, online schooling. Okay? Tingnan natin kung tayong dalawa ay mentally fit, ha? Gusto kong ma-testing ang iyong accuracy ngayon. Kasi yung joke ko sa Fortified, hindi mo nakuha kanina eh.
Sige.
Ano ang key takeaway mo? Pero bago yan, sabi ni Mr. Norberto Umali, there should be more of this and longer time. Mr. Umali, I couldn't agree with you any better. Wag ho kayong mag-alala. Nagawa tayo ng paraan na para magkaroon ho ng part 2 dahil pati ako nakikinabang dito tsaka si Dexter eh. Dex, anong key takeaway mo?
Yes.
Key takeaway mo?
Ako, ang ganda nga, no? Ako, to be honest, when we were discussing yung topic natin, I was thinking, parang alam naman natin lahat na kung ano yung dapat gawin ng mga magulang kasi everything's online eh. But hearing from the educators, no, it gives you a different perspective on how it is on their side, no? Kasi tayo, alam naman natin bilang magulang na nasa bahay lang ang mga bata, syempre nandun tayo para tulungan, tututukan natin ang mga bata. Tapos ang school magbibigay ng mga pag-aaralan. Hindi natin nakita kung ano naman ang the other side of online schooling, no, kung ano yung tingin ng mga educators natin. Siguro mga takeaways natin, unang-una yung salitang adaptation. Napakagandang word, no? Kasi sabi nga ni Gerard, we just have to move on. Magkakaroon daw ng educational decay pag hindi tayo nagpatuloy sa pag-aaral. So I think that's one of the key things, no, na pick up ko, no, adaptation. Pangalawa, yung sinasabi mo naman, Chicks, kanina na at nag-agree din naman yung ating mga educators, no, yung kailangan may anli pasensya. Alam ko yung mga teachers natin, bilib ako, hanga ako sa kanila kasi 40, 30 kids, lahat yan kailangan may pasensya ka. Tapos hindi mo pang mga anak yung mga yan. Tayong mga magulang, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for myself, medyo mas mabilis umilit ang ulo ko sa anak ko dahil syempre anak mo yun eh. So, mas madaling pagalitan yun. So, di ba? I'm sure ganun ka rin. So ngayon, dahil narinig ko yung sinasabi nila, no, parang dapat nga siguro, tas sabi nga ni Doc Dintin kanina, kahit anong mangyari, they're still kids. Bata pa rin yung mga yan. So, kailangan isipin natin yung lagay natin sa isip natin, mga bata itong mga pinag-aaral natin at tayo bilang magulang nandun para gumabay at kailangan mas marami tayong pasensya para malagpasan natin itong ating pinagdadaanan natin ngayon. We're all in this same boat, no? Different storm, I guess, but all in the same boat. Yun lang.
Habang sinasabi mo yon, Dex, napipicture ko na yung mga nanonood sa ating magulang. Ganito ginagawa nila habang nagsasalita ka. Yung tumatango sila dahil kailangan talaga nung pasensya. No? Ako naman, ang key takeaways ko, partner, keep things interesting. Di ba? Pa sa mga bata, no?
Yes.
Talagang creativity ang kinakailangan dito. Pero maliban doon, yung dinagdag ni Gerard, Order sa bahay, importante yan. Ako, guilty ako dyan. Yung study area ng mga anak ko, hindi ko pa talaga naaayos and sa pool ako doon.
Naayos.
Tama, no? More than making it interesting, bigyan natin sila ng sense of order. May schedule, may susundan para alam nilang seryosohan to, hindi biro.
Agreed.
So, nag-agree na si Miss Princess, no? Nakita ko dito. Sabi ni Miss Princess, we will do it again. Copy, sir, we will do it again. Thank you, Miss P. I'm sure maraming matutuwa dyan sa anunsyo nyong yan. Hanap po
Yes.
tayo ng paraan. Okay. Dex, tapos na ang mga educator na napag-usapan natin. Although marami pa tayong gustong itanong sana, we'll have another part for that. As promised, we will go now to the side ng mga magulang para covered natin yung buong online schooling. Ano?
Side natin. Side natin.
Oo, sa side. Magkakakampi tayo dito. Ha? So, inimbitahan namin tatlong parents na iba't iba ang background at iba-iba ang obviously ang pag-handle sa mga anak. Himayin natin, tanungin natin no, kung paano nila ginagawa ito. Unahin natin, joining the panel, she's a well-being counselor, a certified kids and family yoga teacher. Uy, okay ito ha. She's a blogger and of course, she is also a mom of 2. Ha? Up! Okay. Mamaya natin ipapakilala yan, Dex. Ha? Mamaya natin ipapakilala yung mom of 2. May suspense muna ako. Itatalon ko muna sa iyo dahil gusto kong pakilala mo, Dexter, yung ating kaibigang doktor. Go ahead, Dex. Dex, can you hear me? Okay? Okay, ako na muna magpapakilala sa isa sa tatlo nating mga bisita. He is a plastic reconstructive and aesthetic surgeon, a professor at the UP College of Medicine, a triathlete, a father of 2. Ladies and gentlemen, isa ho to sa mga frontliners natin na hindi ako nagbibiro sa inyo. Palakpakan po natin, mahusay na atleta po ito, Dr. Jean Tionco.
Hello, hi again, Chiki, and hello, Dex. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Doc. Mantakin mo sa loob ng 5 buwan, pangalawang beses na kitang mag-guest. At hindi ako nagsasawa. Ang sarap mong interviewin. Guys, make sure you have your pens and papers ready. Si Doc Jean, ang gandang interviewin nito. You'll get a lot of good things, promise. Doc, standby ka muna dyan. Napakikilala ko lang yung isa pa nating panauhin. Alright. Second of our 3 guests, she is a sports broadcaster. She is an events host. Motivational speaker po ito. A lovely wife. A mom of 3. Alright? At nung ito ay niyayang magpakasal ng kanyang asawa, Sus Mariosep, buong Pilipinas nanonood noon. Noong siya ay niyayang magpakasal. Ang katrabaho ko sa pagiging komentarista sa larong paborito naming lahat, which is basketball. And if I'm not mistaken, ang kauna-unahang babae na nag-anchor sa Philippine Basketball Association. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to introduce Miss Patricia Bermudez Hizon. Miss Pat.
Vicky, good evening.
Hey.
So good
Kamusta?
to be on this show. Mabuti naman. I'm so excited to be sharing whatever my experiences are as a homeschool mom on top of everything that you just mentioned.
Okay. So we'll check with our back end if our third guest is in. But while waiting for that confirmation, no, gusto kong kamustahin muna kayong dalawa. Pat, total ikaw na yung pangalawang pinakilala ko. We'll go ladies first. Doc Jean won't mind. Sigurado ako dyan. Pat, 5 buwan na, no? 5 buwan na yung ating pandemya. Ang dami nang nangyari. Nahinto ang sports, nahinto ang buong mundo. Kumusta ang Patricia Bermudez season sa 5 buwan na yon?
Believe it or not, really, really busy. This work from home experience is such a trying and difficult situation for me. Not just because I just gave birth 7 months ago. That's, of course, part of the challenge. But I'm also a media executive. And at the same time, apart from working from home, I homeschool a 15-year-old boy. And the second one, the 13-year-old boy, will also start his homeschooling. This is a little different from online schooling. So maybe we can talk about the difference later on. But so far, actually, I'm really blessed. So I'm not necessarily complaining about work from home because it's a blessing for me because of the season in my life. I get to be at home where all the action is. Nandito si baby, nandito yung dalawang tinuturuan. And because of technology, I'm able to run the company that I'm doing. I'm able to also do a lot of events online, although they're virtual events for now. But even those things, I've been able to pivot. So for me, although of course I'm heartbroken with the pandemic and what's happening all over the world, what's happening now with this whole situation where we are stuck at home and everything is done virtually, it's actually a little bit of a blessing for me because that's one way for me to be able to do everything.
Sarap ano, baka ho napagod kayo sa shinare ni Pat. Nagpapahinga din po 'yan paminsan-minsan 'pag pagkakataon. Pero
Pag
nung
may time.
kasama ko 'pag may time, nung kasama ko pa 'yan sa Solar hanggang sa TV5, wala sa vocabulary niya minsan yung pahinga. Puntahan ko si Doc Jean. Ito si Doc Jean, nagpahinga lang 'to sa karera. Kasi dati, maraming tan lines yan eh. Ngayon parang namuti ka, Doc, ha? Parang hindi ako sanay na wala kang kulay na kamagong, 'di ba? Pag nagkakarera tayo, ganun yung kulay natin. Kidding aside, Doc, you're a very busy person too. Simula nung nag-start yung pandemyang ito, simula nung una kitang na-interview months ago, hanggang ngayon, kumusta ka, Doc Jean? Kumusta ang kalagayan nyo?
Hi again. Well, 5 months na, and well, I have learned to adapt and be flexible.
Mhm.
By flexibility, it means I have shortened my time in the hospital and I have more time working here at home. Thanks also to the concept of telemedicine,
Aha.
I was able to hold clinic na lang din virtually. Also, that's why I get to understand more and more about online schooling kasi naintindihan ko na yung takot nandyan pa rin of going out,
Yeah.
of this pandemic. And well, eventually we have made adjustments. I'm not speaking for myself, but for everyone else, we have made adjustments. And for now, parang it's a part of life na there's a threat, there's a pandemic threat. So we move on and we take whatever there is now, like online schooling and everything else.
Okay. I'm sure, Doc, no, kating-kati na tayong lahat maglaro sa labas. Isa yun sa mga gusto nating gawin. But gusto ko yung sinabi mo na ito na yung bago nating normal. Wala tayong choice talaga. So we're here. Online schooling ang ating pupuntahan. Unahin ko na kayong dalawa. Wala pa si Dexter. Talunan ko na muna si Dex. Tapos na yung educators. Kayo, fellow parents, parang ako, no? Kumusta yung mga anak ninyo sa pag-adapt sa gantong uri ng pagtuturo, no? May struggle ba nung una? And kung meron man at nag-adjust man, how long was that period? And paano sila nag-adjust agad? Pat, I'll go with you first.
Sa akin kasi talagang nag-homeschool na yung panganay ko even before the pandemic. So madali kami
Okay.
naka-adjust. Syempre, yung siguro yung pinakamalaking difference lang yung sinasabi nila lack ng socialization kasi dati meron siyang mga drum lessons, theater lessons and everything, but even those nakapag-adjust na rin online. Natuto siya maglaro ng kahon online, nagkaroon siya ng actual virtual theater presentation, nagkaroon sila ng isang show online also. So pati yung mga providers ng mga ganun klaseng education and activities for my kids adjust na rin at nag-adapt. So so far I think we're able to give him everything, pati yung physical activity. You know, dito kami nakatira sa village at pinapayagan kaming syempre tumakbo sa labas, mag-jogging, mag-bike. So every day na napapasama sa homeschooling niya yung biking as part of the PE. Since I'm the main educator as a homeschool mom, na-integrate ko lahat yon. So I'm actually, as a homeschool mom, I'm the educator of my child. That's the difference with online or virtual school. Pag online or virtual school, it's still teacher-led. So meron pa rin silang curriculum na sinusundan na structured. Hindi ko sinasabi na structured sa akin as a parent, but it's just that I dictate a little bit more of what he does. So, yung mga hele niya, we do it from cleaning the house, from taking care of the dogs, yung mga ginagawa niya at home, pagluluto and taking care of the garden and paglaki ng mga halaman namin, ng mga vegetables. Tapos yung PE niya is our everyday workout, exercise, biking, and everything. So actually, it's been really good. For my second son, siya yung may gustong mag-homeschool from the beginning because he really wants to be a top athlete. He wants to
Oh.
be a basketball player, a professional basketball player. So that's not the reason why we want to homeschool him. Our reason why we really want to homeschool him is because we, as parents, want to be the main educators ng aming mga anak. Gusto namin sa amin manggagaling yung mga natututunan nila at saka nalalaman namin yung mga talagang nakukuha nilang virtues, yung mga lessons in life. You know, people actually say na kids that are just educated in school are uneducated. So for me, it was an opportunity not just to allow my son, the second one, to be better at his sport, pero para na rin mapasigurado ako na he will be educated in life. So yes, we've actually adapted quite well. So sabi ko nga, buti na nga lang may pivot na gantong nangyari sa buhay natin and we're all able to adapt.
I like what you mentioned there, Pat, ano, yung meron kang direct quote unquote pakikialam kung paano mo talaga patatakbuhin eh. 'Di ba? Merong hands-on eh. And I think yung sinabi mong yon will give confidence to parents like me. Pati yung
Yes.
mga nanonood. Doable pala. No,
Ako,
doable pala.
kaya ko, mas kaya nyo.
'Di ba? Kaya pala. Doc Jean, kung ganun yung path na pinili ni Patricia, no? Pati yung estilo. Ikaw naman, kamusta yung mga anak nyo, Doc? And kumusta yung pag-a-adjust at pagtanggap nila nung gantong uri ng bagong normal?
Okay, unang-una, when it all started, when they found out na online schooling, it was hard for them, also for us parents, to accept na wala nang socialization, lahat online. My kids are very sociable. Mahilig na maraming friends outside. So that had to stop. They like outdoors also, so that had to stop for a while. But yun nga, with the evolving times comes acceptance. So we have accepted what is happening. Even when the school mentioned na this is something new, parang all of us were saying, tama naman din na parang this is something na we never expected, but it's already here. So we might as well accept it. So with acceptance comes our concept of homeschool. So our homeschool is we made the home our school. So kung ano ang schedule nila sa school, we try to follow it at home. Wake up at a certain time, wear a proper, parang naka-semblance of uniform na maayos yung dress up well, fix the table, and then eat at an appropriate hour. Everything in accordance with the routine of school para hindi mawala. And then eventually, when nag-ease up na yun yung outdoors, they were able to enjoy outdoors as well. So at least kahit papaano, it makes it bearable for them now na they're doing distance learning. Yung socialization lang ang nawala, but the rest, the routine, bumabalik na rin naman.
Okay. May follow-up question ako sa iyo, Doc Gina. Gusto ko lang inform yung ating mga viewers kasi baka may mga nag-aabang po kay Miss Haiz Ramos. She is a well-being counselor, a certified kids and family yoga teacher, as I mentioned earlier, a blogger, and of course, a mom of two. Hindi po muna makakasali ngayon si Miss Haiz. Ito ang new normal. Sometimes
Yes.
may technology challenges, but para akong nagbebenta sa grocery. But wait, there's more. Sa part 2 po, sa part 2, na nag-guest na si Miss Princess, siguradong kasama si Miss Haiz. At sana nga, kasama ulit si Pat, si Jean, at lahat sila. No? Dahil ayoko matapos pa ito. Marami pa akong natututunan sa kanila. Doc Jean, ang ibabato ko sa iyo, si Pat kasi, ang sabi ni Pat, meron silang opportunity, di ba Pat, na makalabas yung mga kids mo kahit papano, no? And bike and all. In your case, Doc G, nakakalabas ba
Yes.
mga bata at nagkaka-physical activity kaya within your residence?
Within our residence, yes. And I'm glad you asked that because one of the greatest or biggest achievement nila, especially when the lockdown started during the summer, was to learn how to bike. So after that, bike na ng bike. In fact, my daughter last year, well, I'll segue now into Iron Kids. My daughter participated in Iron Kids except for the bike part. But
Okay.
now, marunong na mag-bike, yun, they always look for the outdoors and So we make it a point at least during the weekends that they get to do their bike and walk. So yun,
Fantastic.
at least yung love for outdoors is still there because we're still allowed to go out with restrictions.
Fantastic. Sana nga lang yung Pat, your kids are how old again? Yung eldest mo?
15 and 13. Tapos 7 months.
O, di at least yung 13, pwede pa, no? Pag next year, pwede pa mag-Iron Kids yan. Pwede pa mag-Iron Kids. At least yung 7 months, sigurado kami ni Doc Jean. Pag tumanda-tanda na yan, pwede na sumali ng maraming taon sa Iron Kids yan. Pat, I'll go back to you. Let's talk about homeworks. Ooh, ayan, okay. Itong itatanong ko kay Pat. Do you help your kids? Pat and Doc, no? Kayong dalawa na lang. Sige. Do you help them with their homeworks? Do you give additional homeworks to them na wala dun sa curriculum? Sabi ni Pat, she designs everything, ano? Pag hindi ba conforme, parang they don't, hindi nag-shoot dun sa gusto mo mangyari, do you revise it? Do you add on to what you ask your kids do? And ano yung parang para sa kanila very challenging to learn and be focused on sa gantong online setup? We'll start with Pat.
Sa situation kasi namin ngayon, with homeschooling and not just online or virtual schooling, what we really aim for is mastery, not perfection. There's a big
Okay.
difference. So mastery of the subject. So kung merong subject, kunyari sa trigonometry, na hindi ako nagturo, si Vince pag math, okay? Hindi ako nagturo. Hindi niya talaga magets. We actually encourage them to do, there's a lot of online resources, may mga quizzes where they can actually have really fun quizzes or tests. So we keep having them do it. You don't always have to hover over your kids to find out how they're doing. Pero talaga sa kanila na rin, parang in-imbibe na rin namin sa kanila na dapat sa'yo rin, ma-master mo yung isang subject kasi mahihirapan kang mag-progress sa susunod pag hindi mo minaster to. So yun technically yung homework na kailangan nilang gawin. It's really mastery. Pero mas madami kaming mga projects kaysa sa mga homework. Like kunyari, noon, following the growth of a butterfly. As in, pinasok nila talaga yung mga halaman sa loob ng bahay. So, take a look at how the actual growth of a butterfly is. Yung katulad ng pagawa din sa school na mula sa munggo, kung paano mo papatubuin yung munggo sa loob ng bahay. Things like that. It's more really projects than homework. When it comes to homework, it's really more of mastery of a specific topic. Pero kung tumutulong, kami nag-encourage, yun ang pinakatulong mo talaga dapat sa mga bata. The lessons are in front of them, pero minsan ang kailangan nila, tulong sa puso, hindi sa pag-iisip.
Ang ganda nun, tulong sa puso. Tama, Pat? Tulong sa puso, hindi sa pag-iisip, no?
Oo.
I love it. I love it. Wow, Doc Jean, ikaw, nagbibigay ka ba ng dagdag, Dex, I'm sure matagal mo na din narinig to. Nagbibigay ka ba ng mga karagdagang takdang aralin?
Well, I'm taking the lead. Actually, ganun pa rin. I keep the routine and I leave it to the school. And act as if it's a normal or a regular school day pa rin. But they dwell on their assignments. Sila bahala sa assignments sila. Look for the particular answers. Manage the assignments on their own. And we're just there, just like any ordinary day, we're just there kung nahirapan. But basically, sila pa rin. It's up to you. Me, the most I can do is the technical stuff. Fix the connection, fix whatever. But pagdating sa they're on their own. Parang to lessen the dependence also sa parents pa rin, kahit you're physically in one place. So parang school pa rin. School at home pa rin.
Ito si Dexter, favorite subject namin ni Dexter nung nag-aaral kami sa aming alma mater na may malaking agila dyan sa may Katipunan. Favorite namin ni Dex yung yung pag nag-bell na tas tatakbo ka papuntang cafeteria. Dex, alam ko gusto mo itanong yan Sige. Tingnan natin kung nakabawi na yung Gutom yata yung internet connection ni Dex. Hindi pa niya napakakain ng mga panuka
Yes.
Dex, you there? Ako muna. Sige, ako muna. Doc,
Yes.
Doc Jean, Doc Jean and
Alam mo, yun nga, eksakto itatanong ko. Kasi kung napansin nyo, nawala ako, di ba? Naputol yung connection ko. Yeah.
oh, ikaw na. Sige. Kasama ho talaga yan, ha?
Oo
Sa
nga.
new normal. Okay?
Yes.
Ako na...
Chicks, I'm good. Do you hear me?
Okay, go. Ako na muna. Challenging talaga. It's crazy, no? But we have to accept it. Dati maiksi pasensya natin, di ba? Nagtatrabaho tayo, tapos yung internet. Ngayon, hindi. We have to exercise patience. Alright? Breaks. Patricia. Doc Jean. What do they usually do pagdating ng breaks? Ako, nalala ko, pag nagsabi, recess, lunch, nalabas ko na yung sipa sa kanang bulsa ko, or yung holen, or maglalaro akong shato. Kayo, what do the kids do? Doc Jean, ikaw naman unahin ko.
Well, because nga online, the good thing naman na nangyari is napansin ko after every session or break, gutom yung son and daughter ko.
Okay.
So at least the good thing is unlimited yung kain or with supervision from the parents, and you know that they are eating the right stuff. Well, ako I'd be happy to say that for the longest time they drink milk and they drink Alaska. So they really yung hinahanap nila after every break, they go down, eat and drink milk and linger a little while and eat more. Yun lang yung kagandahan. But the good thing is I can monitor what they're doing. And then after that, if there's extra time, they go and read some more. O basta bawal ang gadgets during school day and then back to class naman.
Ganda nung Unli Chibog, pero at least ako gusto Doc, padala ko na yung mga anak ko sa bahay mo, ha. Unli, pero nababantayan. Pat, in your abode, sa bahay ninyo, paano ang screen breaks, no? Yung at least, 'di ba, hindi na titingin muna. What do your kids normally do? Kasi medyo malalaki na yung your boys are feeling ko mas lalaki pa yan kay Vince, no? At one point. What do they do on their breaks?
Okay. Actually, pag homeschooling, dahil kami nga yung nagdidikta ng kanilang curriculum and ng schedule nila, our homeschooling is really just mainly in the morning, all the academics. And then yung afternoon nila are really reserved for catching up, for research, and for physical activities, music, and everything else. So, yung mga short breaks na nakukuha nila sa umaga, because generally, sana tapos na sila within 4 to 5 hours ng academics nila in one day. So, lalabas lang sila. We have a backyard, yung bahay namin, maliit lang, pero malaki yung backyard. Yung talaga yung pinili ni Vince. We have a half court, we have a basketball court, syempre hindi mawawala yan. Madami kami ang dami nilang pwedeng gawin dito at saka mag-alaga ng baby, pwede rin nila gawin. But technically, while they're homeschooling, hindi kami stricto na dapat nakapwesto lang sila sa isang lugar. Although they have their own homeschooling room upstairs, pwede silang kumain habang nag-aaral, basta linisin lang nila pagkatapos. So, it's a very relaxed environment because we want them to be able to learn. Diba? Mas sa kanila, what works for them is for it to be a little bit more relaxed. Pero kailangan may structure pa rin. May schedule. And tama yung sinabi kanina na even during dinner, it's an opportunity for us to actually check up on them on what they've learned. We quiz them, we ask them to lead Bible study, for example, using what they've learned and check their character, because character is actually one of the main things that we're focusing on, not just the academics.
Pat, kanina si Jean touched on nutrition, no, yung gatas. Sa Hison Residence, kung hindi nyo po alam lang, yung backyard na sinasabi ni Pat, pwede ko kayo magtatatumbling doon at di kayo tatama sa pader. Ganon ka ganda yung play area ng mga Hison, na kapag party na ho kami dyan.
Yes.
But, Pat, on the nutrition side, okay, anong take mo doon? Ang tawag ko sa mga anak ko, 3 lalaki, mga dinosaur. Kung kumain, disgrasya yung refrigerator. Sa inyo, meron ka ng Vince the Prince na malakas kumain for sure, at meron kang 2 magbibinata na? How does nutrition come into play?
Well, nutrition goes hand in hand with learning, with growth, and everything else. Without nutrition, talagang nasa stunt all of those things, including how much or what their capacity is for learning. So dapat talaga tama lang yung mix of nutrition and everything else. And actually, dito sa bahay namin, malakas kumain ng mga tao dito. Malakas kumain dito. Grabe na. Pero buti na lang we really focus on making sure that the kids have a healthy meal and they have everything that they need. At ang maganda dito, meron nga kaming taniman yan. So, kinakain din nila kung anong tinatanim nila.
Talaga? So pati pag agrikultura tinuturo niyo na rin.
Kasama yan sa homeschooling.
Ano yung mga tinanim na ng mga anak mo? Hindi naman siling labuyo siguro dahil mahirap kainin yun, ano?
Hindi. So, may kamatis, may leeks, mayroong
Wow!
mustasa. Yung mustasa namin napakahigante, pero ang sarap. So, siguro mga in 2 weeks, meron na kaming lettuce, 2 to 3 more weeks, lettuce, mag-ano na kami, mag-harvest. So, iba-iba naman.
Dexter, alam na natin saan tayo mamamalengke ha? Sa bahay ni Patricia na mga fresh produce. Dex, pabueluhin kita.
Yes.
Isip ka ng tanong mo kay Doc Jean. Pero habang iniisip mo yan, magbabato
Okay,
muna ako
okay.
sa tanong kay Doc Jean. Doc, ikaw, you go out, you go to work, you expose yourself to 'di ba yung danger yan yung lumalabas ka no. Pag lumabas ka ng ganun, how do you make your kids feel confident na basta ako pag lumabas ako, bumalik ako sa inyo, huwag kayong mag-alala, nandito lang si daddy, hindi naman ako yung pag-iingat ko solid. You're working. You're not like other parents na naiiwan lang sa bahay. How do you make them understand na kasama to kasama tong danger na ito Kasi isang uri ng pagtuturo din yan
Yes. Well, what I usually do is before the whole thing started, I talked to them and I told them, look, this is what dad does. Ito yung ginagawa ng dad niyo. And my wife is so supportive naman din also that I told them that I can't be staying at home lang. I have to go. And yun nga, I had to go to the hospital and do my job as a doctor. And I keep on telling them na as long as we stay safe by taking the right vitamins, being nutritionally adept, I tell them and I reassure them that everything will be well. And then for their on their part, that they just have to stay home for now and do the right stuff, like eat well, drink the right vitamins, and I tell them also na matatapos din to may katapusan to, and we will get back to what we were before. But in the meantime, let's try to be safe and let's try to be supportive of each other. So, that's also the reason why I had to cut down then going to the hospital and started doing telemedicine para to keep up with the times and to be safer for the kids as well.
And thank you, Doc Jean, for pulling that out, no? Kasi I wanted to hear that straight from you, yung telemedicine, no? Ang daming, my brother, you've met my brother Benji,
Yes.
di ba? Ganyan na rin ang ginagawa nila. And it's good that the kids see this. Hindi lang si ako, no, na anak ang nag-a-adapt at nag-a-adjust, pati nanay at tatay ko. And kayong dalawa ni Pat, you've mentioned that so many times in this adaptation of parents key talaga. Dex, I believe you have a nice question dito para sa ating dalawang guests. Go ahead, partner.
Sana makuha na nila yung question ko finally na hindi na mapunta. Again, this is the new normal. Well, with the new normal, no, I think one of the things, kasi narinig ko kayo kanina na you've prepared everything for your kids. No? The gadgets are there, the place is there, kumpleto na. ano ang pinaka-importante siguro? Ang tanong ko siguro, ano yung pinaka-importanting pwede nating maibigay? What's the most important thing that we could siguro impart or tell our children during this pandemic? No? Kasi sabi nga ni Checky kanina, everybody's adjusting and adapting. The kids are adapting, you're adapting. What's the lesson, I guess, that you can tell your children para mas magaan para sa kanila itong online schooling and online learning? Sorry, let's go with Pat first. Again, ladies first.
You know, kids learn more from what you are than what you teach. So, siguro sa akin, just to be able to show that you're not anxious, and if you are, you're able to show your kids that you have a higher source where you hold on to for hope. Yun yung mga importante na kailangan makita ng kids natin eh. A lot of them, especially my kids, actually, I'll admit to you, they also had they also became quite anxious, especially at the onset of the whole pandemic. Siguro nabasa na rin nila at naramdaman din nila sa amin kasi yung konting worry din, no? So I think even if we tell our kids not to worry, that things are under control, they'll read it from us. So for us to be able to, let's say, hold Bible study with our children all the time and hold on to God's promises, yun talagang nagbibigay sa kanila ng assurance. And then going to education, for me, I think one thing that I want to be able to teach my kids through homeschooling, whether it's online or they're doing their books and everything, is that I just want to be able to teach them the right set of skills that they need and the right values. Skills like communication, presentation, even typing skills. All of those skills that you need to be a successful adult. And it's not just about basic math. It's about getting along with others and how to be a good person in society. Those are things that you really also should focus on as a parent now. I hope I answered that.
Thank you, Pat. I guess.
Yeah.
Gene?
Sige, Dex. For me naman, just to reiterate what Pat said, yun nga. This times, kasi this is something new, we as parents, we should take the lead for our children. So whatever our children see in their parents or see in us, they follow and they will take the lead. So if we have to show strength, we have to show them that everything is well, that we can survive and we can do this and we can get over this together. So when I say togetherness naman, is that everyone has particular roles. As the kids, they have to study, they have to educate, and as parents, we have to continue the value formation, maintain the right values for them, even here at home, especially now that they're at home lang, that we always maintain or impart to them the right values. So one of that is educating them and keeping them safe. So that's it.
Love it. Pat, sorry, si Doc Jean kasi parang nagbigay na rin siya ng mensahe to the kids and to the parents. You have kids that are getting bigger and bigger. Ako, no, minsan yung mga anak ko, pag ibang tao nagsabi, nakikinig. Minsan, pag iba, nakikinig. Ganon din siguro ako, no. And I'd like to take this opportunity na, Pat, your kids are getting bigger. I'm sure a lot of parents listening right now would like to hear from you. Anong advice mabibigay mo? Not only to the parents, but also to the kids watching. No? Anong pwede nilang magawa or na maibigay na tulong sa mga magulang nila para itong buong proseso ng online learning, kahit na school or homeschool man yan, ay maging matiwasay, mahusay, at masaya. Go ahead, Pat.
Well, first of all, for parents muna, let's not go for perfection. Mahirap yan talaga na pressure para sa ating mga sarili at para sa mga anak natin. When I talked about mastery earlier, it's not because they get it perfect on their first time. You actually have to allow them to master something by allowing them to go back to a particular topic or subject where they're struggling para matutunan pa nila ng matutunan. So actually, do not expect perfection. but what you want them to actually achieve is mastery of a specific topic. So that actually requires na dapat pakita mo rin yung grit and determination mo as a parent to be able to teach them and inculcate values in them also para hindi sila easily mag-give up. I'm afraid that the next generation might be a generation na hindi talaga matibay ang kalooban. Kaya nga sinabi ko, it's not just an issue here, but an issue in the heart also. Especially now na talagang malaking pivot and challenge for children to start being at home, not being able to see their friends and not socialize in that sense. Gusto rin ng mga bata lumabas nangangati na rin sila. But, we should be able to teach our kids na this is where they have to push on. They have to keep, you guys are athletes. You know how that is. You know how to dig deep and be able to share that. You can share that kind of gift that you have also to your children. Para naman, even though they're having a tough time in school and tough time adjusting to this new normal, they press on, they push on, and they're encouraged. And for the kids out there, listen to your parents. This is actually a really very difficult time for them. So I suggest that you also extend your patience for your parents. Parents might actually say some things that might hurt you. Parents might actually try to compare them to what you're doing now, which is really wrong because as parents, we learned during a different time. So we
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
expect our kids and confine our kids to our own learning. But kids, be patient because your parents just really want the best for you. And it's also a lot of pressure for them, especially for those parents who are working, providing for you, and are worried for you. So it really is, you're in sports. This is what you call teamwork. This is where you need total teamwork at home. We all have our roles to play. We have a coach. We all are, key individuals and key players in this particular platform in terms of learning. So dapat tayo lahat ini-embrace natin ang mga roles natin. And like I said, press on. Respect your parents at the end of the day.
Sana nakinig yung mga anak ha. May pasensya rin dapat kayo sa amin ha. Hindi madali. Doc Jean, huling hugot sa iyo bago tayo magkahiwa-hiwalay at kumain ng masarap na hapunan na niluto ng ating mga may bahay.
Huling hugot. Well, for the parents naman, let's always keep an open mind. Things may not fall into place. Things may not be what we want it to be, especially now. But keep an open mind. Hang on. Let's always be resilient. And let us always be the leaders at home. Our children will follow. And we'll always give them the best pa rin and values and give them the importance of education. So just be there for them and always keep an open mind.
Wow! Wow! Ang sarap nung kwentuwang yan. Ladies and gentlemen, if you notice, I'm putting back the dance music. Yan! Palakpakan natin, Doc Jean.
Papasayawin natin sila.
Miss Patricia Bermuda Season, makuha ka sa tingin ni Pat. Tinan mo, nirapan ka na. Anong ikaw ang pasasayawin ko. Doc Jean, Miss Pat, maraming salamat for joining our discussion. And I hope that you say yes again. Parents, if you want them to have part 2 also, comment section please. Put it there. Sabihin nyo, please, Miss Princess, one more. We'll let you go, guys. I know dinner is waiting. Doc Jean, paalam. Patricia, paalam. Stay safe, ha? Stay healthy.
Thank you.
Alright, we'll see you again. Dex, tayong dalawa na magsara nitong show natin. Salamat, Miss Pat. Salamat, Doc Jean. Puntahan natin, Dex, ang ating paborito! Woohoo! Our fun fact of the day! Did you know that the University of yun na yun, in Cairn in Morocco is the oldest existing and continually operating school in the world? My goodness! Gaano katagal na yan, Dex?
Yes. As sa sinasabi ng Guinness Book of World Records, nag-umpisa itong eskwelahan. It was founded in 859 AD.
Again, say it again.
859 AD. So,
wow.
859 AD. Tagal na nitong eskwela, universidad na ito.
859, mas matanda pa yan obviously dun sa ating alma mater, ano? 'Di ba?
Oy, oo naman kasi 18 something na yun eh. Ito 859 AD.
So,
Meron pa
kaya
kayang
go.
meron pa
Meron
kayang
pa
mga
kayo?
alumni dito. Baka meron pa alumni, ha? Di lang natin alam.
Malay mo, may alumni league pa sila. Oh! Alright. We're nearing the end of the show. Meron ba tayong mga anunsyo dyan, partner? Banata mo lang
Well,
kung meron tayong mga announcements.
Papaalala ko lang no na bukas mag-uumpisa na ang Alaska Iron Kids Philippines Virtual Run 3. So, third leg ng ating virtual run mag-uumpisa bukas. You have tomorrow and Sunday to do the virtual run. Okay, paalala lang sa mga bata. At syempre, I'm sure, hindi lang mga bata yung tumatakbo niyan. Ako, nag-enjoy ako. Share ko lang, nag-enjoy ako sa pagtakbo sa kasama yung anak ko last week. So, I'm looking forward to running this weekend with my daughter, Una. Yon, so, alam na ba tayo, chicks? Pasensya ka na, ha? I mean,
No
I'm really,
problem.
papasensya muna ako sa ating mga viewers na medyo nawawala-wala ako. Ganun naman talaga sa buhay, no? May nawawala, bumabalik, bumabalik. Ganun din yung kanta ni Gary V. So, hopefully next week o 2 weeks from now, ayoko na maulit uli. Tulad ng kanta nga ni Gary V, sana next time, mas maayos na. Pagpasensyaan nyo na lang. Again, sabi nga nila, guests natin kanina, it's all about adaptation. So, we just have to suck it up and move forward.
Partner,
Yan.
bago tayo magpaalam, quick shout out. Yam Maramba, maraming salamat. Princess Galura, thank you. Din Cordova Nuiles, maraming salamat sa panonood. Mina
Thank
Mejia,
you.
thank you. Chill Lampano, thank you. Jomic Lumawig, hey Jomic, thank you.
Doc!
Jared Baligwat, Jared, those are very kind words that you mentioned, Jared. Salamat. Namimiss ko na rin kayong lahat, ang mga parents tsaka mga Iron Kids. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Diane Lunar, part 2? Yes, we will have a part 2. Wag na wag
Part
kayong bibitaw sa ating show dahil marami tayong ipapalabas pa dyan. Mga kaibigan, yung mamang may bigote tsaka balbas, ang pangalan po niya ay Dexter Santos. Ako naman po si Chicky Reyes, nagsasabing maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Do catch the Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines Keep Fit at Home video on demand. Bukas po yan, Saturday, August 29, alas 9 ng umaga. Mula po, nasa ka nga Dexter? Nasaan ka ngayon? Anong lugar mo?
Mandaluyong, sa labas.
Mula
Sa labas.
Mula
Mandaluyong,
po sa labas ng Mandaluyong.
Labas.
Si Dexter Santos, ang aking partner. Ako naman po, all the way from Cubao, Quezon City. Si Kuya Chiki, sumasayaw kaming dalawa, nagsasabing maraming salamat sa inyong panonood and we'll see you again in our next live session dito lamang po sa Alaska Fortified IRONKIDS Philippines. Keep fit at home. Good night. Paalam. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Inom ng milk.
See you, bye-bye!